Welcome back, MTG Joe here. I hope everyone had a great holidays thus far. So what we're going to be playing today is a Izzet list. This was one that I had queued up for Streamer Showdown, but didn't need 3 decks to win that last round. But this one here is an Izzet list, kind of a tempo control cycling sub-theme. Cards I like playing and just kind of play it through. So kind of the core of the deck is leveraging your adventure creatures and Bone Crusher Giant and Brazen Board, and then you have Yidaro, Wandering Monster, or Godzilla Doom Inevitable. If you cycle it 4 times, you get to cast it for free. Otherwise, it's a 7 mana 8/8 Trample Haste. We also have Shark Typhoons as win conditions as well. The rest of the deck is, like I said, tempo, aggro, control, kind of a mix of everything in between. You have counter spells in Neutralize, Essence Scatter, Jwari Disruption, and then 1 negate. You have removal in the form of Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, counts instant and sorceries, deals that much damage. Fire Prophecies, Scorching Dragon Fires, Shattercall Smashing, Soul Seer, Storm's Wrath. So lots of ways to kind of hit here. Storm's Wrath does hit a couple of our creatures, but you could usually play around it. Frantic Inventory is something I've ported over from my Sultai Ultimatum list. Been really impressed with it just to draw you extra cards when you're 1-for-1ing with your opponent. Mana base, pretty simple. You got your dual lands, 1 blue castle, and then just another win condition in Crawling Barrens. Our mana isn't too intensive. Like, you have a couple double red, couple double blue, but nothing like triple color. Sideboard wise, we got some Soul Guide Lanterns to deal with the graveyard stuff. Glimpse of Freedom for the Rogues matchup to draw us cards. Some negates, Cinderclasm for smaller things. Shredded Sails for flyers or artifacts. A Thundering Rebuke just as some more removal. Midnight Clock also for like the control matchups, or even good against rogues. Mystical Dispute, and then a 4th Storm's Wrath. So let's fire it up, play some standard ranked, figure out what the meta's like. 98%. Yeah, we got some good spells today, or some good ones today for our dailies. Let's fire it up. So I'm off to the new year, so we'll be playing a mix of standard and historic. If you do have any decks that you like, kind of off the beaten path, anything cool or interesting, do drop a comment on the YouTube video. And as always, if you can, like, comment, and subscribe. Helps grow the channel. It's free, and it's greatly appreciated if you can. So we'll play first. They're on an Abosh list, so that's likely the Adventures list, so we'll keep this. We got 2 Yidaros to cycle into Soul Seer and Storm's Wrath. I think I want to guarantee the land because our play's likely going to be Mountain, cycle Yidaro, and then have this as our 3rd land, cycle Yidaro. Five power is a little bit annoying. Like if they have Lovestruck Beast. So when I was testing this deck for Streamer League, there are matchups where you just end up hard casting this as your win condition later. I'm probably okay with another land, just how our hand's shaping up. Get this back into our library. So they can't, whatchamacallit, Great Henge. So we might just end up Soul Searing it here. Well, I guess the scry doesn't matter because this shuffles into your library. I might just go the tempo play here. We take 2 damage, but then next turn it lets me block it with a shark. Instead of the Soul Seer here. Okay, so the one downside here is they do get a card draw off it, but I could Storm's Wrath now. Fire Prophecy is also decent here. think taking the 2 for 1 is still worthwhile. They'd get to the 5th mana, so they could Great Henge there. Terror is fine. Could do that and then have Fire Prophecy up as well. Can also just trade a Shark for it. I think this is fine. Okay, the Brazen Borrower here. Feels a little bad there, but see what they do here. This could be a Bosch to hand. No, they just 4 us. Yeah, that feels worse. Should have Soul Seared. So I think we're going to do this before they can flash in here. The awkward thing is we have to take some damage here. I'm gonna bin this. See if we can get a bigger, like Yidaro or something, because they can do this on their turn. Okay, so we do have Yidaro, but then we're dead. I think this turn is just passing. I could Bone Crush the Brazen Borrower. We're also getting to the point where we could just get Genesis ultimatumed. Took a bit too much damage there. So we'll do this. Cycle this and then just flash this in. Ooh. Still think we do this. This is the most mana efficient way. So we get our 8/8 here. A Brazen Borrower. Gonna keep this back as a blocker this turn. I have the option for Fire Prophecy if needed. Henge. Okay. It's gonna help them in the race. So I'm gonna kill this before they can draw another card. Want this if I get like Storm's Wrath or something. Jeez. All the edge wells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can hard cast and frantic inventory. That leaves me dead to a Stomp. But I'm dead to Brazen Borrower anyways. Think we need to get this Abosh off the battlefield. If they don't attack in with Abosh, then we can just cycle this. They're going to draw a lot of cards here. Interesting they did this instead of make the token first. Seeing if we hit the negate. Yeah, that got us. They drew too much there. This matchup's going to be tough, at least game one, when we don't have like the negates in. So we probably want the Storm's Wrath. Shredded Sails seems fine in this matchup, as does probably the counter magic. Thundering Rebuke as well. 4 versus... the 4 is not super relevant if we have like the Soul Seer. I don't think Brazen Borrower is particularly good in this matchup. The Essence Scatter are probably fine. Could probably cut the Blitz here. Could probably trim this. Still like Bone Crusher, just as a way to block, because we do need ways to close out the game. Maybe we do trim 1 here, at least on the play, because we want to have up the counter magic as much as possible. Probably trim 1 Jawari. Negates, disputes. Sales, they probably have... Between Brazen Borrower and thing, we should be okay. Do like neutralize. Okay, maybe just trim a Bone Crusher. We went through Yidaro. Problem is, like, if they get a Genesis Ultimatum off, it hits pretty hard. But they can also go bigger than us, which is Beanstalk Giant. Keep this. I don't think we want Jawari. Maybe we treat it like a counter spell, maybe. Hope they don't have a play on 1. Sweet. The way our hand's shaping up, kind of want to play this out first, just so we can see what we need mana-wise before we commit to which way we put this pathway. I think I'm gonna do the Yidaro cycle, even if they played Edgewall this turn. Just take the card draw first. Okay, so with that drawn, I think we do this. Just gonna cycle this turn. I can start charging the Crawling Barons. Notably, they don't have red mana. Oh, they're opting to cycle. This is still in Bone Crusher range. Let's just do this. Scry doesn't matter too much here. We're gonna cycle this most likely. I want to get this to at least 3 power. Like, it could get bounced by Brazen Borrower, but at least that way it doesn't get stomped. Just gonna draw a card here. So we'll do this. That way, if they flash in, we could basically counter whatever 3-drop adventure creature they have with the Jawari Disruption. Ah, that's a little awkward. Okay, so we'll just pass the turn here. They can get a card draw. We have the Mystical Dispute. I actually think I'm going to negate this. This gets rid of the creature as well. It keeps them off getting Genesis Ultimatum next turn. I could make a 1/1 Shark. I think we just take the damage here. Okay, a Bosch to hand. So here, I think we do this. Kill this. And then just pass the turn. I'm doing this now so they don't get the cast trigger. I don't want them to draw any more cards. Okay, they dispute there. So now we're in a bit of trouble. Shields are down. Can Genesis us here. So I'm going to wait to see here because I might need to shuffle that to draw a card. They did henge. That's not what we wanted. Yeah. Well, drawing dispute here is not great. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're gonna have a hard time here. I'm probably gonna have to set up a scry here to try to find Storm's Wrath. Yes, please. That feels good at least. Shatter Skull, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll just kill these two. So we're kind of in top deck mode, both of us. They have the advantage that a henge kind of gets them going. They're also gaining 2 life a turn. Yeah. Izzet might be a bit tough in this meta. With so many like big creature decks. I think we're actually just waiting a turn here. I need to catch them on a couple creatures with this. We're only taking 9 here. think we're gonna try to scry. Okay, so no terror, please. Ah, we're dead anyways. I can't deal with a 13. That's tough. We'll give this one more go. See how it plays out. One for one in against Adventure never feels great. That deck's kind of fallen out of favor. Because at least against Gruul, like your Storm's Wrath deals with most of it. The Beanstalk Giant tends to be too large to generally be able to sweep up in one go. Opponent goes first. They're on Yorion. I think we try this. Probably gonna shock the Shatter Skull. It's probably like Doom or something. Or like Dimir Control. 4 Shark Typhoons. These coming in at instant speed is also relevant. I could counter this, but it's probably not worthwhile. I think we just get Yidaro going. Faster we can cycle this, quicker it comes down. A top 2. That's worth countering. That's too much card draw. If we don't hit a land, we're probably gonna have to Jawari's Disruption tapped. Perfect. So here we'll just go blue source. They're on Dimir. Brazen Borrowers are also relevant in this matchup. Probably, I guess we could just charge this if needed. They're popping that to scry, so decent use. This is going to be a Barons matchup, so we want to get ours ahead on board. Okay, just concedes. Okay, so saves us a lot of time there at least. So Midnight Clock negates the Mystical Disputes, the Glimpses in. Storm's Wrath can come out. Like, they're going to be on Ugin, but I think we just need to have counters. This hits Planeswalkers. This doesn't, so we'll take it out. This hits Planeswalkers. Essence. This can also hit Sharks, which is fine. I think we just run it like that. If we could get Midnight Clock going, it's good advantage. It's ramp. We also have the benefit of just dropping like a Bone Crusher Giant if they have to keep in targeted removal. Okay. Guess we're just not going to have lines this game. Just keep going to put back... So it's a bit awkward here because I want both these lines, but then this comes into play untapped. Guess we can put this back for now. Because being able to go Frantic on one... Oh, double Frantic's great. Yeah, we'll keep that on top. Okay, so they sneak their tome in. So I'm going to get this going first before I play the Frantic inventories. I feel like in this matchup, scrying's probably not the best use unless they're digging for lands. Because now we don't have to worry about them trying to draw cards. Because I want to get this back into my library to draw more copies. They also didn't see this last game, so they might not bring in Graveyard Hate. Because they could technically Cling to Dust it on the stack. Negate's great. They're not going to play a creature this turn, so I think we do this. Guess that's good for like a 2/2 shark. Can also just sneak. Nah. Well, maybe. A 2/2 shark can start being troublesome. Okay, so they omen here. Don't think we want to fight over that. Next turn, I can double Frantic Inventory. I can Frantic Inventory this turn if they don't play anything. Okay, so this turn I do want double up. So I have the negate as well if needed. Okay, we're a minute ahead on clock. We do want to eventually find a shark. If we could sneak a hard-casted shark down in this matchup, they only have Ugin as a way to deal with it. So it's not worth doing it here. You want them to spend their mana on their turn. So we're going to do this now just because it yields an extra card. And then I'm probably going to Bone Crusher their face. And then that way I can hard cast Bone Crusher, have Negate and Mystical Dispute up. Sure. So they've scryed 3 times off this, so they only yielded 1 card. They got some filtering, but it wasn't like the end all. Bone Crusher can start putting some pressure on them. And like if they want to counter Bone Crusher, that's fine. I think we... probably Mystical Dispute that they have in hand. That's fine. Means they can't dispute this Bone Crusher. Okay. So they do have the Clings. So I want to have up all the mana possible. So here I can double dispute if needed. And then just smack in as it comes along. Okay, just Yori into hand. So a Glimpse here. I want to counter the Yorion. You get a lot of value off that. Second Bone Crusher is nice as well. I think I'm going to shock this in. I want to have 6 mana up this turn. Because even if they just go Yorion. Okay, let's see if they try to force it through here. So this is 5 cards in our graveyard. Notably, this is the only one right now. Elspeth's Nightmare. Kind of don't want them to target stuff, so I think we counter this. If they want to fight over it, they can. But I can dispute their dispute here. They negate. So I can dispute here. And then that lets me Bone Crush Stomp. I actually think we're just doing this for mana efficiency this turn. I'd rather leave the unknown of what's in our hand. Because then I want to keep this around as well. Like, they can Cling to Dust it, but that's going to be their whole turn. And then they have to exile their graveyard. I want to keep up this dispute for Yorion because it's cheaper. Probably want like Shark or something. Just another threat here. If they don't play anything out this turn, I'm going to Stomp and then charge up my Crawling Barrens. Atris. I could Stomp it. They get a couple cards, but we're still probably winning the tempo race. That's fine. So we'll stomp here. We can pay Mystical Dispute if they have it. If not, we have Negate. So we'll decline here. We just want to get this going. The larger we make it, the better. I don't think we're using this turn anyways, so let's keep up all our blue mana here. I think I'm going to let this get countered if they have one. I think that's fine. It gets me closer to this. I also need to fight over this Yorion coming down. Two minutes ahead on clock. Ashiok. Okay. Bodes well. Your exile 5 other cards, so we're one away there. Shark's great here. We can fight over the Yorion if needed, if not just big shark. They might go like defensive shark here. Nope. Take 2. I think that's fine. I want to keep all my mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can make a 6/6. I have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can make a same size shark. I can make one larger right now. How do I do this? Do I dispute it first? Or do I neutralize? Because if they have double dispute, negate gets around it. That's fine. We'll do this. I can pay dispute. So they can cling to dust, but I'm probably just going to do this turn. Get my card draw while I still can. So I'm going to do this so they don't get to get a card draw. They could gain some life. I don't care off the life gain. And if they want to counter this, I'm fine with them countering this. It's more likely that we resolve the Shark Typhoon. Ooh, that's good. They might be clinging to dust here. their timing's kind of off there. They knew that the counter was on the stack. They should have responded and ate my glimpse before. This lets me sneak this in. They're tapped out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Just don't. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm 1 mana short. No, I'm not. I could win. Oh no, I can't. Damn it. I can do it in response. So if they do the tome, I could respond and kill them. So we just wait for them to do that. I forgot about this. They also now have Cling as well. Ah, that was bad. So I'm still going to stomp them on their end step. Because they can try to block with this. They go second tome. That's fine. Bit of a misplay there on my part. So like I lose to an Ugin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They can have 11 mana. I think that's fine. Let's put some pressure on them. So I can play out this. If they play Ugin, they plus on it. So I think we just hold up Dispute. Because they can't really afford to play out Ugin because they're just dead to this Barons. So their Barons is probably going to have to go defensive. Incidental life gain off these has been impactful this game. I think we've hit all our Bone Crushers. Still have some burn. We also have Yidaro that can just come down with Trample. Okay. At the very least, they've used 4 minutes more of clock. I'm probably going to just cycle this for 2. Put some pressure on them. Like, they can make a shark, but then they can't animate. They can kill this. Doesn't do too much. Jawari. Okay, so they're going to throw this in front. And they're going to kill this. Notably, they showed Heartless Act. Okay, that's really good for us. Puts them to 1. And then I have Dispute and Jawari potentially up. I don't think we put out any more pressure. We take them off their land. That can block. We'll just set up the top of our deck. Don't think we want Frantic Inventory at this point. Fortunately, we're 1 short of the Scry. Okay, and they can't gain the life there, so they are trying to dig for an answer. Keep it on top. Could be like Yorion. Could be a big shark. Haven't seen our Brazen Borrowers. Oh, they have Field of Ruin. So we're not going to do this. They can make a big shark here and then we're in a bit of trouble. So they can field, they could cling. Still have Bone Crusher here. That was a hell of a top deck from them. They will have to cling to dust here to stay alive. Can we tax them out? They pay 4. They pay 1. They have 1 extra mana here. No dice. No dice. No dice. Need to be able to counter Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need Dispute and that. Okay. You stay alive for a turn, opponent. They're going to gain 4 life as well next turn. This one's been close. Opponent's just been able to squeak by. I have not seen Field of Ruin in Standard in forever. It also was like the exact amount for them to... So they had the answer for my land and exactly enough to gain the life afterwards as well. Maybe should have prioritized getting this into play earlier. Properly played around. Got him. Okay, so against these slower decks like Dimir Control, we should probably be fine. It's just going to be the issue against some of the more aggressive creature decks. Glitterwolf, apologies, I missed your follow. Did not get prompted. If you are still in, appreciate the follow nonetheless. Do need to update that. forgot to add the others from the other day. Alright, so what do we think of this deck? Has some decent synergies. As long as like you can deal with like 4 toughness or smaller, you should be fine. This does allow you to play a little bit from behind, and you can get incremental card draw. We may want the Maze Mind's Tome somewhere in here. The life gain can be relevant. We fell behind a couple games where we just didn't have the requisite life. The Crawling Bearings came in very clutch in that matchup there. Like I said, I think we're geared well for, like, we could probably beat Gruul. We're well situated against rogues, I think, which is all the burn damage. And then like the one that's going to be an issue is like this adventure deck, as well as I would have to see how the matchup against food goes. Might be able to tempo them out, but once they have Feasting Troll King going, it might be a bit of an issue. We do have the biggest thing on the board, but it is a matter of getting Yidaro out. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Appreciate everyone stopping by. As always, have a great one. Stay safe, and we'll catch you